Hello and welcome to our channel, where we explore timeless wisdom for modern health. Before we begin, I have a simple question for you all. What is a traditional food or meal from your childhood that you fondly remember? Perhaps it was your grandmother's chicken soup, a special dish for holidays, or something you ate straight from the garden. Please take a moment to share that memory in the comments below, as it connects deeply with our topic today. We are constantly surrounded by news of the latest health trends and miracle diets that promise quick fixes. But what if the most powerful and effective dietary advice is not new at all? What if the secret to better health has been with us for thousands of years, waiting to be rediscovered? Today, we are going to uncover the surprising truths about the way our ancestors ate. We will explore how these ancient foodways can have a profound and positive impact on your health right now. You might be shocked to learn how simple traditional eating can offer real solutions to many of our modern health challenges. Let's begin this journey back in time to build a healthier future for ourselves. Take a walk down the aisles of any modern supermarket, and you will see a dazzling display of convenient foods. Everything is packaged in colorful boxes, sealed in plastic bags, and designed for a long shelf life. These products often contain long lists of ingredients that are difficult to pronounce. They are engineered to be irresistible, combining sugar, unhealthy fats, and artificial flavors in ways that our bodies are not designed to handle. This is the stark reality of the modern diet for many people around the world. We have moved so far away from the source of our food that we often forget what real food even is. This shift has come at a significant cost to our well-being. Rates of chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and obesity have risen dramatically over the past several decades. Many of these health problems are directly linked to the highly processed foods that have become staples in our homes. Now let's think about what ancestral eating truly means. When people hear this term, they often think of the popular paleo diet, which focuses on foods that were available in the Paleolithic era. While that is one part of the story, the true concept of ancestral eating is much broader and richer. It encompasses the diverse food traditions of countless cultures from every corner of the globe. It is about eating the way your great-grandparents or their great-grandparents might have eaten. This means focusing on whole, unprocessed foods that were available in a particular region. For some, it might mean a diet rich in fish and fermented vegetables, like in parts of Asia. For others, it could be a diet based on hearty stews, root vegetables, and dairy, as seen in parts of Europe. The common thread is a connection to real food that nourishes the body in a fundamental way. Reconnecting with these ancient foodways is not just another passing trend. It is a health imperative for our time. Our bodies and our genes were shaped over millennia by these traditional diets. We are biologically adapted to thrive on the nutrients found in whole, natural foods. When we deviate too far from this nutritional blueprint, our health inevitably suffers. By rewilding our plates, we are not trying to perfectly replicate the past. We are simply taking the timeless wisdom of our ancestors and applying it to our modern lives for better health. It's a return to simplicity, a focus on quality, and a way of eating that honors our own biology. This year, let's make a commitment to move away from the processed and toward the profound wisdom of the past. Now let's explore the core principles of this way of eating, which I call the forgotten 5 pillars of ancestral nutrition. These are the fundamental concepts that our ancestors understood intuitively. The first and most important pillar is nutrient density. This concept sounds technical, but it is actually very simple. Nutrient density means choosing foods that provide the most vitamins, minerals, and other essential nutrients for every calorie you consume. It is about prioritizing quality over quantity. In our modern world, it is very easy to eat a lot of calories that are empty of real nutrition. A donut, for example, has many calories but offers almost no vitamins or minerals. An ancestral diet, however, flips this idea on its head by focusing on the most nutritionally powerful foods available in nature. At the very top of the list of nutrient-dense foods are organ meats. For many of us today, the thought of eating liver, heart, or kidney can be unappealing. But for our ancestors, these were the most prized parts of the animal, and for very good reason. Organ meats are nature's multivitamins, packed with an incredible concentration of essential nutrients. Let's take beef liver as a prime example. It is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Beef liver is exceptionally rich in vitamin A, which is crucial for vision, immune function and skin health. To put this into perspective, eating just 1 3-ounce slice of beef liver, about the size of a deck of playing cards, can provide you with more high-quality vitamin A than you would get from eating nearly 20 large carrots. Liver is also a powerhouse of B vitamins, especially B12, which is vital for nerve function and energy production. It is also an excellent source of iron, copper, and other minerals that are essential for our health. Another cornerstone of a nutrient-dense diet is wild-caught fish, particularly fatty fish. These fish, such as salmon, mackerel, sardines, and herring, are famous for their high content of omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are incredibly important for brain health, reducing inflammation, and protecting your heart. Our modern diets are often very high in another type of fat, omega-6, which can promote inflammation when out of balance with omega-3s. Eating wild-caught fatty fish helps to restore this critical balance. For example, a standard serving of wild-caught salmon can provide over 2,000 milligrams of omega-3s. To get a similar amount from a plant source like flax seeds, you would need to eat nearly 3 full tablespoons of ground seeds, and even then, your body has a harder time converting it to the most useful form. Eating fatty fish a few times a week is a simple and delicious way to support your brain and body. Finally, the concept of nutrient density extends to all animal products when they are raised correctly. Pasture-raised everything is the goal. This means seeking out meat, poultry, and eggs from animals that lived outdoors and ate their natural diet. When a chicken is allowed to roam freely, peck at bugs, and eat greens, the nutritional quality of its eggs changes dramatically. The yolks become a deep, vibrant orange, which is a visual sign of their higher nutrient content. Pasture-raised eggs contain more vitamin A, vitamin E, and omega-3 fatty acids compared to eggs from caged hens. Similarly, beef from cattle that grazed on grass contains a better fatty acid profile and more antioxidants than beef from grain-fed cattle. Choosing pasture-raised products is a way of honoring the animal and receiving superior nutrition in return. The second pillar of ancestral nutrition is the magic of fermentation. Long before we had refrigerators, our ancestors developed clever methods to preserve food for leaner times. Fermentation was one of the most important of these methods. It involves using beneficial microorganisms, like bacteria and yeast, to transform a food, making it last longer and enhancing its nutritional value. This ancient practice is a powerful tool for improving what we now call the microbiome. Your microbiome is the vast community of trillions of tiny organisms living in your digestive tract. Think of it as a complex garden inside your gut. When this garden is filled with diverse and beneficial good bugs, your digestion improves, your immune system gets stronger, and even your mood can be enhanced. Modern processed foods, stress, and certain medications can harm this delicate inner ecosystem. Fermented foods help to replant the garden with beneficial species. One of the most well-known fermented foods is sauerkraut. This is simply cabbage that has been shredded, salted, and allowed to ferment. The process creates probiotics, which are the good bacteria that support gut health. Sauerkraut is also rich in vitamins C and K. A small serving of high-quality, unpasteurized sauerkraut can contain billions of beneficial bacteria, which is far more than you would find in many expensive probiotic capsules. Another wonderful fermented food from a different part of the world is kimchi. This traditional Korean dish is typically made from fermented cabbage and other vegetables, seasoned with spices like chili, garlic, and ginger. Kimchi is not only a fantastic source of probiotics, but also offers additional health benefits from its spicy and flavorful ingredients. Then we have fermented dairy products, such as kefir and traditional yogurt. Kefir is a fermented milk drink with a slightly tangy and effervescent quality. It is made using kefir grains, which are a culture of bacteria and yeasts. Kefir is an exceptionally potent source of probiotics, often containing dozens of different strains of beneficial organisms. This makes it much more diverse than standard yogurt. 1 cup of kefir can provide a powerful dose of probiotics to support your gut health, along with calcium and protein. Incorporating these foods into your diet can be very simple. You can start by adding just 1 spoonful of sauerkraut or kimchi as a side dish to your meal. You can drink a small glass of kefir in the morning or add it to a smoothie. The key is consistency and choosing traditionally prepared, unpasteurized versions to ensure the beneficial bacteria are still alive and active. The third pillar of ancestral nutrition is embracing seasonal and local sourcing. Our ancestors did not have supermarkets that offered strawberries in the middle of winter. They ate what was available in their immediate environment according to the natural cycles of the seasons. This way of eating has profound benefits that we have largely lost in our modern, globalized food system. Eating seasonally means consuming fruits and vegetables at the peak of their harvest. When a tomato is grown in its proper season and allowed to ripen on the vine under the sun, its flavor and nutritional content are at their absolute best. That tomato will contain more vitamins and antioxidants than a tomato that was picked green and shipped thousands of miles to a grocery store. The rhythms of nature provide a varied diet throughout the year, offering different nutrients as our needs change with the seasons. In the summer, we have an abundance of light, hydrating fruits and vegetables. In the winter, we have access to hearty root vegetables, squashes, and preserved foods that provide the dense energy we need for colder months. This natural rotation ensures a wide variety of nutrients and plant compounds over the course of the year. Sourcing food locally complements the principle of eating seasonally. When you buy food from local farmers, perhaps at a farmer's market or through a community-supported agriculture program, you are getting food at its freshest. The time between harvest and your plate is much shorter, which means fewer nutrients are lost during transportation and storage. Local food systems also build a stronger connection between you and the people who grow your food. You can ask the farmer about their growing practices and learn more about where your nourishment comes from. This connection to our food and community is a vital part of a healthy lifestyle that our ancestors understood well. It fosters a sense of gratitude and mindfulness around the act of eating. By embracing seasonal and local eating, you are not only getting more nutritious and flavorful food, but you are also supporting your local economy and reducing the environmental impact of your diet. It is a simple shift that aligns your plate with the rhythms of nature, just as our ancestors' plates were. These first three pillars, nutrient density, fermentation, and seasonal sourcing, form the foundation of an ancestral diet. They guide us back to a way of eating that is deeply nourishing and in harmony with our biology. Now that we have established the core principles of ancestral eating, we must address a very practical question. How can we apply this ancient wisdom in our busy modern lives? Most of us do not have the time or ability to hunt, forage, and farm all of our own food. This is where we need to bridge the ancestral gap with smart, practical adaptations. The goal is not to perfectly replicate the past, but to capture its spirit and benefits in a way that works for today. Let's start with smart substitutions. You do not need to go out and hunt a wild animal to get high-quality protein. Instead, you can become a smart shopper at your local grocery store or butcher. When buying beef, look for labels that say 100% grass-fed. This indicates that the cow was raised on its natural diet of grass, which results in a healthier fat profile in the meat. For poultry and eggs, the best label is pasture-raised, which means the chickens had access to the outdoors. When it comes to fish, the key is to choose wild-caught over farm-raised whenever possible. Wild-caught fish, especially salmon, have a much better nutritional profile. Now, what about organ meats, which are a cornerstone of nutrient density but can be challenging for some people? If you are open to trying liver, you can ask your butcher for a small amount of beef or chicken liver. A great way to start is by grating a small amount of frozen liver into ground meat dishes like meatloaf or bolognese sauce. The flavor is easily hidden, but you still get all the nutritional benefits. If you truly cannot stand the thought of eating organ meats, there is a modern solution. You can purchase high-quality desiccated liver capsules. These capsules are made from dried liver and provide a concentrated source of the same nutrients in an easy-to-take form. It is a wonderful modern adaptation that makes the benefits of organ meats accessible to everyone. For fermented foods, you can certainly make your own sauerkraut or kefir at home with a little practice. However, you can also purchase excellent quality versions at most health food stores and even some larger supermarkets. Just be sure to look for products in the refrigerated section that are labeled raw, unpasteurized, or contains live cultures to ensure you are getting the probiotic benefits. Next, let's talk about making ancestral eating budget-friendly. A common misconception is that this way of eating is prohibitively expensive. While it is true that high-quality pasture-raised meats can cost more, there are many strategies to make it affordable. One of the best approaches is to embrace tougher, less popular cuts of meat. Cuts like chuck roast, brisket, or beef shanks are often much cheaper than premium steaks. These cuts are perfect for slow-cooking methods like stewing or braising, which breaks down the connective tissue and results in a tender, flavorful, and incredibly nourishing meal. Our ancestors wasted nothing, and this is a principle we can adopt. Making your own bone broth is another fantastic way to be both thrifty and healthy. After roasting a chicken or having bone-in cuts of meat, save the bones. You can simmer them in a pot of water for many hours with some vegetable scraps. This process extracts valuable minerals, collagen, and gelatin from the bones, creating a nutrient-rich broth that is wonderful for gut health and joints. Bone broth can be used as a base for soups and stews, or simply sipped as a warm, comforting beverage. When it comes to produce, buying in season is always more affordable. Also, do not overlook the frozen food aisle. Frozen fruits and vegetables are often picked at their peak ripeness and flash frozen, which preserves their nutrient content very well. They can be a much more budget-friendly option than fresh produce, especially during the off-season. Finally, let's discuss practical meal preparation to streamline these principles into a busy week. You do not need to cook a complex ancestral meal from scratch every single night. A little planning can go a long way. One great strategy is to cook once, eat twice, or even 3 times. For example, on the weekend you could roast a whole pasture-raised chicken. The first night you can enjoy the roasted chicken with some steamed vegetables. The next day, you can use the leftover chicken in a large salad for lunch. For a third meal, you can shred the remaining meat and use it in a soup made with your homemade bone broth. Batch cooking is another excellent technique. You can spend a couple of hours one day a week preparing key components for your upcoming meals. You could cook a large pot of quinoa or rice, chop vegetables for salads, or make a big batch of stew that you can enjoy for several days. Having these healthy components ready to go makes it much easier to assemble a quick and nourishing meal on a busy weeknight. By using these modern adaptations, you can successfully integrate the wisdom of ancestral eating into your life without feeling overwhelmed. It is about being resourceful, planning ahead, and making smart choices that honor the principles of whole, nutrient-dense food. A truly healthy life, as our ancestors understood, is about more than just the food on our plate. It involves a holistic approach that connects our diet with our lifestyle. The food we eat is the foundation, but there are other essential practices that work together to create vibrant health. Let's explore the powerful connection between our food, our mind, and our daily habits. The first element is mindful eating. In our fast-paced world, we often eat while distracted, standing up or on the go. We rush through our meals without truly paying attention to the food or our body's signals. Our ancestors, on the other hand, treated meals as a more deliberate and often communal event. Mindful eating is the practice of bringing full awareness to the act of eating. It starts with the simple act of chewing your food thoroughly. There is an old saying that goes, "Your stomach does not have teeth." Digestion begins in the mouth, and chewing properly breaks down food, making it easier for your body to absorb nutrients. It also gives your brain time to register that you are full, which can help prevent overeating. Savoring your food is another part of mindfulness. Pay attention to the colors, smells, textures, and flavors of your meal. When you eat this way, you develop a deeper appreciation for your food and the nourishment it provides. This simple shift in awareness can transform your relationship with eating from a mindless chore to a source of pleasure and gratitude. Listening to your body's signals of hunger and fullness is also crucial. Eat when you are genuinely hungry and stop when you are comfortably satisfied, not stuffed. This intuitive approach to eating is something we are all born with, but we often lose touch with it over time. Mindful eating helps us to reconnect with our body's innate wisdom. The next piece of the lifestyle puzzle is movement and connection with nature. Our ancestors did not have gym memberships or structured workout routines. Their daily lives were filled with natural, functional movement. They walked long distances, carried heavy objects, gardened, and spent a great deal of their time outdoors. This constant low-level activity is something our bodies are designed for. We can integrate this principle into our modern lives in simple ways. Aim to incorporate more walking into your daily routine. A brisk walk in the morning or after dinner is a wonderful way to support digestion, improve circulation, and clear your mind. Engaging in activities like gardening is another excellent way to get functional movement and connect with the earth. Spending time in nature is also profoundly beneficial for our health. Exposure to natural sunlight helps our bodies produce vitamin D, which is essential for bone health and immune function. Simply being in a natural environment, like a park or a forest, has been shown to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and improve mood. Try to make a little time each day to be outside, breathe fresh air, and connect with the natural world. Finally, we must not forget the importance of community and connection. For most of human history, meals were shared experiences. People gathered together to cook, eat, and connect with one another. This social aspect of eating has significant psychological and physiological benefits. Sharing a meal with family or friends can be a powerful way to reduce stress and foster a sense of belonging. The act of conversation and connection during a meal can actually improve our digestion. When we are relaxed and happy, our bodies are in a rest and digest state, which allows us to absorb nutrients more effectively. In our modern society, many people eat alone, which can contribute to feelings of isolation. Making an effort to share meals with loved ones, even just a few times a week, can be a joyful and health-promoting practice. It reinforces the idea that food is not just fuel, but a central part of our culture, our relationships, and our overall well-being. By weaving these lifestyle elements into the fabric of your daily life, you complete the ancestral picture. It is a beautiful synergy, where mindful eating, natural movement, and strong community connections all work together with a nutrient-dense diet to create a life of true, lasting health. As we move toward a future guided by timeless wisdom, it is important to address some common questions and myths about ancestral diets. This way of eating is a flexible framework, not a rigid set of rules, and understanding this can help you personalize your own journey to better health. One of the most common myths is that ancestral eating is just about eating large quantities of meat all the time. While high-quality animal products are a key component due to their nutrient density, this is not a meat-only diet. A truly ancestral plate is balanced and includes a wide variety of plant foods. Think of a plate filled with colorful vegetables, some seasonal fruit, and a moderate portion of well-sourced protein like fish or grass-fed beef. The emphasis is on a diverse range of whole foods, just as our ancestors would have eaten. Another misconception is that you must give up all modern foods or beloved cultural dishes. The goal is not perfection, but progress. It is about shifting the balance of your diet toward more whole, unprocessed foods. You can still enjoy your favorite meals, perhaps with some smart upgrades. For example, if you love pasta, you could try a version made from lentils or chickpeas, or simply serve a smaller portion with a sauce packed with vegetables and high-quality meat. The key is to find a sustainable approach that you enjoy and that works for your unique body. This brings us to the most important point, your personalized ancestral journey. There is no single perfect ancestral diet for everyone. The specific foods that our ancestors ate varied greatly depending on their geography, climate, and culture. Someone with ancestors from a coastal region in Japan would have a very different traditional diet than someone with ancestors from the Swiss Alps. What this teaches us is that the human body is adaptable, but the underlying principles of eating real, whole foods remain the same. The most important thing you can do is learn to listen to your own body. Pay attention to how different foods make you feel. Do you feel energized and clear-headed after a meal, or do you feel tired and bloated? Your body provides constant feedback, and learning to interpret its signals is the ultimate key to finding the diet that is right for you. You might find that you thrive with a certain amount of healthy carbohydrates from sources like sweet potatoes and fruit. Or you might discover that you feel best with a slightly lower carbohydrate approach. This is a journey of self-discovery, and it is perfectly fine to experiment and adjust as you go. Finally, let's consider the ripple effect of adopting this way of eating. When you choose to eat in a more ancestral way, the benefits extend far beyond your own health. By supporting farmers who practice regenerative agriculture and raise animals on pasture, you are contributing to the health of the soil and the environment. These sustainable farming methods can improve biodiversity, reduce pollution, and help combat climate change. Your choices can also inspire those around you. When your family and friends see you becoming healthier and more vibrant, they may become curious and start to make positive changes in their own lives. By sharing a nourishing, home-cooked meal with others, you are spreading the message of health and connection. Ultimately, eating like our ancestors is about looking to the past to build a healthier, more resilient future for ourselves, our communities, and our planet. It is a powerful and hopeful path forward, grounded in the timeless wisdom of those who came before us. Thank you so much for joining me today on this exploration of ancient diets for our modern lives. I hope you found this information helpful and inspiring as you consider your own health journey this year. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us continue to create and share this valuable information. Please remember, the information shared in this video is based on extensive research and experience in nutrition and diet. However, I am not a medical doctor, and this content is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition.